Hey everybody, thanks for joining me. My name is David and this is my channel. Happy Monday to everybody. Today's video, let's let the universe fill in the gaps. This is key. Wow, boy. When I started understanding this, everything shifted. What happens is that the universe itself is the part that fills in the gaps of our life. Our inner being, that bigger, broader perspective that can see a heck of a lot more than we can, knows exactly how to move and unfold our life in a perfect way for us to enjoy it. Our job is not to fill in the gaps. This is so important. I understood this mostly by Tai Chi, because when I started understanding that the more I got specific with my moves, the more resistance I was putting in them. Once I got this interconnectivity of this chi and this jin that kind of moves and flows through my body, this life force started turning on. I recognized I could just put it in motion and it would do most of the specifics for me. And I can just align with it and move it through my mind and it would just flow through. And it's the same thing. I mean, in Kung Fu, if someone comes at you, you don't have time to think. Those specifics are going to come in automatically, and it's just going to happen based on a broad spectrum in your mind. And then all of a sudden, all those specifics are going to come. You know, if you imagine someone playing piano, do they really know? You know? You see? Or do they have an overall idea and feeling, and then all the specifics are kind of coming in? You'll see this more and more with many things. We get too specific. And I want you to think about this. Where do our specific thoughts come from? Well, let me talk about today and where I'm going to be and what's going to happen. They're coming from the past. They're coming from the past. Anytime you get specific in your life, it comes from the past, doesn't it? Because that mind, that body mind, doesn't know the higher perspective. It doesn't have the broader picture. It doesn't understand what's been geared up and ready to come in a specific way in our life. It doesn't understand it. It makes up its own specifics. This is exactly what happens, is we make up our own specifics and put ourselves into a lot of weird resistance. This is where we get all these crazy ideas sometimes of why things aren't working out for us. We get very specific about why this didn't work and why this isn't working out and what this person must be thinking and why they did that. Think about where the mind puts you. It puts you in other people's minds on a regular basis, trying to figure out what they think of you, what they think of what you're doing, and so forth and so on. And guess what? None of it is true. One of the first things I started debunking in my self-realization type of journey that I've been on is every single thing I think about anyone is not true. None of it. And boy, we could write books about what we think about certain people and what they think about us. Both are not true. If I were you, I would write that down somewhere, tattoo it on your eyelids. It will help you in your life. And it will help you let go of that outside mind. Because that outside mind is consistently thinking. It knows about what people are thinking, and it knows about what they think of you. And guess where it gets its information? From the past. How can that be true? None of it's true. It's like if you watch a TV show and you're watching people in the TV show and judging them based on where they're at in that show, especially if it's like a realistic show, a reality show, and we're, oh, that person, that's who they are, that's who they are. Well, when was that filmed? What if it was filmed a week ago? That's a week. You don't think they've changed by now? Perhaps when they felt that negative emotion in that experience, they already got the clarity and have become a totally different person. We are so in the past that we don't understand that things are always changing and growing, and every single person in your life, even if it's Uncle Larry that just goes, boy, loves to yammer on. It's easy to say that they are where they are. But what if you're wrong? What if they have changed? What if they have grown? But now when they're around you, you don't get to experience that part because that's what you see in them. And what you see in them is what you're going to experience. So let go of the specifics. The specifics come from the past. They come from the past. They come from the past. That body, mind, bless its heart, it doesn't know anything because it's not connected to the broader perspective. The more you let go of that body, mind, the more you don't go into a place of specifics. the more you will connect to the broader perspective. Now, how do we do that? Well, simple. I'm going somewhere. All things are going to work out. I'm excited about this journey. I know that I'm going to this store, and I know what I'm looking to buy, but I'm excited about how it comes. I'm excited about the experiences. I know that there's going to be a synchronized experience that's going to come in. I can even say that probably is going to be something magnificent, something amazing is going to come to me. Do you see? Now what I'm doing is I'm building and directing this energy in a place of positivity and flow. Now go to the store and watch what happens. The specifics will unfold to match that experience. And that's how life is supposed to work. We're supposed to get into a broad idea of how we want things to be, and the universe fills in the gaps with the specifics. This is why and I know there are those out there that are planning their life, but you're pushing against your inner structure. You're pushing against that broader perspective, because if it doesn't match, you're going to feel negative emotion. That broader perspective's job is to put together the specifics of your life. Our job is to hold a vibration of positivity and flow and love and joy and excitement. As we move our vibration into a place of excitement and passion and joy, then the specifics that come from the broader perspective will fill in the gaps. Bring the people, bring the sources, bring the resources, bring the experiences, bring the situations in a specific way that will then match the vibration that you have in a broader way. Does that make sense? And that's the connection between the two of you. That's how life works. Can you see that what happened is when we started working on the specifics of life, then we started doing both. No longer are we just generalizing and believing that things are going to be good and waiting for the universe to fill in the gaps. We're trying to fill in the gaps. And now we're trying to do both jobs. And that was not what we came in here for. We came here to hold a vibration to match our inner being. We came in here to say, I want to be a musician, or I want to do this, or I want to do this, I want to do this. And then the broader perspective job was to fill in the very specific details, the people, the situations, the weather, the circumstances, all the things in order for us to experience that experience. But somehow that mind wants to say, no, I want to be specific. So therefore it doesn't like the experience, or it doesn't like the people, and it's judging them, and it doesn't like the weather, and it doesn't like how it comes. And see, they don't agree. And now that they don't agree, they push against each other. But perhaps the weather was supposed to be like this, and perhaps this was supposed to be like this. Abraham Hicks would always say that what comes into your life is the path of least resistance, based on how much resistance you have inside. Well, what is the resistance? The resistance is about your now. I don't like where I am right now. Why? Because it didn't fan out exactly like I wanted it. But it wasn't supposed to. If you look back at the last 2 days of your life, I want you to do this. Ask yourself, did it happen exactly as your mind told you? And in fact, did it happen even remotely like your mind told you? And you will see that you never had any control over the specific circumstances of your life, ever. That's why we don't feel secure most of the time. We don't know what's going to happen. But maybe you weren't supposed to know what's going to happen. And that's the idea of trust. If we trust the universe more, if we trust it to match how we feel, then maybe we would pay more attention to how we feel and less attention onto the specifics of how things should come through. Make sense? And I guarantee you, if you do pay attention to how you feel, the specifics are going to start matching it. And now the two can come together to merge how they're supposed to. Do you see? Feeling. And now your thoughts. See, your thoughts are not yours. You're receiving thoughts. You're receiving thoughts from that broader perspective. You are hooked together, regardless if we want to admit it or not. We tend to think, oh, it's me. I do everything. I'm the one who has the thoughts. I'm the one who plans everything. And I'm the one who does all these things. That's the idea of being humble that Jesus was talked about. Be like a little child, he says. What does that mean? It means trust your father. And what's the Father? That bigger part that knows way more than we know. So now that child says, oh, I trust my Father. I trust things will work out. I trust that life is working for me. And now the Father comes with the specific circumstances, people, situations. Do you see what I'm saying? And as it comes in, regardless of how it comes in, you trust it. You say, I know this is positive. It doesn't matter what comes in, it's going to be positive. I trust it. I have faith. That's the idea of faith that Jesus was talking about. You have to have faith and trust first. Then when it starts working out, you start realizing, wow, if I feel good, things flow in specifically. And I'm excited about it. This is a great journey. I don't need to know the specifics. The synchronicity will take care of everything. Now that's knowledge. The knowledge that your Father is taking care of you. The knowledge that all things are good. As Jesus said, look at the birds. They do not worry about where their food comes from. Do you see? They understand that there is an energy force, a Father, a God, a source, a broader perspective that takes care of everything for them, that their only job is to feel good. Abraham says that I'll give you one reason why you should feel good, because everything you want will come. Isn't that interesting? Is it possible that the reason we've caused all this commotion in our life is because we're controlling too much? And our mind now is full of specifics, and none of them are true. Boy, when I learned that, my mind emptied out. Because I realized that any specifics in my mind, it's got to be this. None of it's true. Let it go. I started letting go of all mind activity simply because I started replacing it with a mind activity, a different mind activity of wholeness. All things are working out. I'm not even sure exactly how this day is going to work, but I know it's going to be amazing and extraordinary. That's my thought structure. That way I leave room for the Holy Spirit. Remember how the two people used to dance and they come around and say, leave room for the Holy Spirit. That's the way it needs to be in your mind. Leave room for the broader perspective to fill in some of those thoughts instead of trying to figure them out. And then we won't push against the circumstances, how they unfold in our life so much. We also will let go of the idea of comparison of where we should be and where we shouldn't be. As Bashar would always say, guys, everything is happening on purpose. When you say it should be there, no, it shouldn't. It shouldn't. You should be exactly where you are. That's one of the things I learned about Tai Chi. In order to get this chi, this energy to flow and this interconnectivity that comes in, I couldn't get it earlier. I needed to learn a little bit more. I needed to let go of more. I needed to let go of my control over my mind, which was splitting my energy on a regular basis. You are exactly where you should be. That's probably one of the greatest things to say on a regular basis. I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be. I'm living the experience I'm supposed to live. I'm feeling what I'm supposed to feel right now based on what I'm experiencing. And then now, but I can control how I feel right now. I want to feel better. And how do I feel better? By trusting that everything's working out good, that everything is fine, that all specifics of my life that are coming in from here on out are going to work on my behalf. And now we let go of trying to control our life. And when you let go of the control over your life, you let go of the handle, you realize that you're not driving the car, you're in the passenger seat. That was the deal you made. I'll let you drive the car, I'll be in the passenger seat so I can enjoy it. I love being in the passenger seat because I love looking out in the mountains. But when I'm driving, I'm looking over here. My wife's like, Dave, you're gonna crash. Okay, you drive. I love looking in the mountains. I love looking at the areas and all the different things. So I'll sit over here. That's what we came in to do. And our broader perspective is driving the car. Let it do it. And watch what happens. Pay attention to vibration and let the universe, let that broader perspective fill in the gaps of your life. And I assure you, not only are you going to feel better, but those circumstances from a place of holiness, all is well. I know I'm taken care of. My Father provides for me. Period. Always in your mind. I am provided for. Everything is taken care of. I believe that all things are well. And then now, watch the gap fill in. Watch the gap fill in. Watch the gap fill in. based on the universal structure of the laws and your broader perspective. Take this with you. And as always, it is up to you what you decide to receive. If you like this video, hit the like button. Otherwise, subscribe. And as always, my unconditional love and appreciation on this wonderful journey of letting go of control.